Season 1. Are we gonna? I don't know if this is gonna be season 1 or episode 1. I don't know. Is it gonna be season 2? I don't know. I probably need to figure that out. But if this is your first time hearing this, what an introduction! I just want to say hello and welcome to the Whonaildit podcast, guys. When I tell you, I have been waiting to do this podcast for such a long time. And you know when like the ideas start to fade away in your head, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, am I gonna execute this or not? And then you just realize you actually have to execute it. Yeah, that's how I have felt the past year trying to start up this podcast, but we're here now. I just want to say welcome. If this is your first time listening to me, or this is your first time coming across Dnio, or if this is your first time coming across the Whonaildit podcast, I just want to say welcome to the community. I am super excited to finally be doing this. I really think, I really have been thinking for quite a long time, how am I actually going to introduce Dnio? How am I going to introduce the Whonaildit podcast? How am I going to introduce me to our listeners, to our first time listeners, especially on this episode? And really, I am a yapper of the yapping yaps. I can ramble on until thy kingdom comes, and I'm really going to try my best to not do that. Probably going to need some media training over time. But in terms of this podcast and this whole platform, it has been so dear to my heart to start a podcast surrounding nails and the nail industry, and really just create a safe space so people can come and really share their thoughts and their ideas on the nail industry as a whole. Just a bit of backstory about me. So I actually started my career as a nail technician in 2019. And this was during the time when I was at uni. So I remember I changed unis. I went to Canterbury Christchurch University, and this was after being transferred from Manchester Met University for obviously personal reasons. And I remember just thinking to myself before I started uni, I need to find a way to make money. And what other way than to do something in beauty? And I had no ideas because I absolutely hated doing hair, hated makeup, even though I did used to do makeup when I was younger. And I thought, what other way can I provide a service and make money? And I thought nails. So that really kicked off my actual career in nails. I didn't do it for that long because with time I just felt like I actually really wanted to expand this nail stuff. I really wanted to go down a different avenue when it came to nails. But during the time I was a nail tech, honestly, it was the most rewarding job I think I ever had, and I built so many personal relationships, and then I think from that experience I have learned so much about nails and the nail industry, to be fair, over the past 5 years that I've been in the industry. And I kind of took a backseat to focus on growing Dnio, which, in case I haven't mentioned, is a solution orientated nail brand. So Dnio will be supplying nail products for our nail enthusiasts, for nail techs, trade. And it's something that I've really been working on over the past 4 years. But building this podcast, like I said, has been so dear to my heart because, like I said, I want to build a community. And I feel like it's really important that people have a safe space. You know, I feel like beauty as a whole is one of those industries where people don't really take that serious. And I think with nails, there's been so much growth in the nail industry over the past few years. And I think it would be really good to touch on a lot of stuff when it comes to nails, because I have witnessed a lot of stuff, I've seen a lot of stuff, I've heard a lot of stuff, and what a better way to talk about it than on a podcast like this. So let's dive into it. In terms of today's topic, I really, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I had a whole list. I actually have a whole list on my phone of ideas that I wanted to touch on the podcast, especially today's podcast. But I thought, it's a new year, and you know, as everyone always does, we start thinking about our goals, we start thinking about ideas, we start thinking of business plans. And I thought, what a better way to start this first episode than touching on starting a nail business in 2025 and whether it's still worth starting a nail business in 2025. So 2025. I keep thinking in my head I'm saying 2025. 2025. You guys get the gist. So in terms of the nail industry as a whole, so just to go back a little bit, I feel like a lot of people, from what I've witnessed, feel like the nail industry is so oversaturated, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's beauty as a whole in terms of makeup and lashes and whatnot, but I just hear so much people talking about the fact that the nail industry is so oversaturated. And it generally doesn't make no sense to me. And I get it to a certain degree. I understand from social media, it looks like everyone is doing the same thing. Everyone's starting a business. But I do question sometimes whether people say that from a good place or whether people say that to other people to discourage them. If you are thinking of starting a nail business in this 2025, I do think it's really important that you ask yourself why. Why do you want to start a nail business in 2025? What is your reasons? And I think for a lot of people, let's be honest, we all tend to start businesses because we want the money. People see money, people see fancy cars, people see fancy houses and feel like it's a good way to get quick cash. And unfortunately, and I could talk from experience, starting a nail business is not easy. And if someone has told you starting a nail business is easy, they are lying to you. It is the hardest thing you can ever do alongside starting any other business. And I really think if you're going to go into starting a nail business, you really need to ask yourself, do you have the qualities of what it takes to be a nail tech? Because it's one thing just being able to provide a service, but it's another thing having those one-to-one relationships that you're gonna have to build with your customers and your clients. So if we take it back a little bit, starting a nail business, you've thought about it, you've considered it, maybe you've had conversations with your friends and your family, and you're really like convincing yourself this is something you really want to do. One thing that tends to stop a lot of people from starting any sort of business, not just nails, is discouragement from other people, especially when it comes to having like support from friends and family. And I think once you get over this mindset of, you know, not feeling like you're getting that support from people, you're definitely on a good path of starting any business, especially when it comes to nails. But finances also seems to be quite a big one when it comes to starting a nail business, because I remember when I first started nails, oh my god, it was such a long time ago now, but there was barely anything on the internet. Like, I remember literally like thinking to myself, like, I don't even know where to start. What do I buy? Like, what training do I do? Or, you know, there's all these products, and some people are saying that you shouldn't use products that have got MMA, you shouldn't use products that have got EMA. Like, there was all so much information, and as a beginner nail tech, it can feel so overwhelming starting a nail business. And you know, when you don't have that support around you, you don't have a good mentor, you don't have people that have even started a business before, it can feel like a real weight on your shoulders. So yeah, just to draw back a bit, once again, make sure you ask yourself your why when you're wanting to start a nail business. What is the reason why you want to start a business? Are you driven by money? Are you driven by the fact that you want to make a change in people's life? Do you have a bigger goal? Do you have a bigger vision? Because a lot of people, obviously, you know, and it's such a great thing actually that people start off as nail techs and they grow to have nail academies and, you know, training salons. So really ask yourself what your why is before you proceed with starting a nail business. And then obviously, as I said, support. Don't feel discouraged if you feel like your family are not supporting you, your friends are not supporting you. Support is going to be one of those things. It's quite a strange one because we always feel like support should come from our closest ones. Support will never come from your closest ones. And if you are one of those people that get support from your friends and family, you are so lucky and be grateful. But support is one of those things where you'll realize with time actually comes from your clients. They are the people that are going to be your biggest brand ambassadors. So, you know, don't go into starting a nail business with this mindset that, you know, everyone's going to support you, everyone's going to come to you to get your nails done, because it's not true. And I can guarantee you almost 99.9% of nail techs out there will tell you that majority of their clients are not their friends. Majority of their clients come from people that have followed them on social media or word of mouth. So keep that in the back of your head when wanting to start a nail business. Next thing, finances. Finances. Oh my God, finances. Yeah. Starting a nail business is freaking expensive. It's not cheap. Nail products are expensive. Nail tools are expensive. Training is expensive. It is all expensive. And if you're not willing to invest your money where your mouth is, you are going to struggle. If anyone tells you that starting a nail business is easy and all you need is like one acrylic powder and a brush and a bit of monomer and some gel polish, they are lying. Of course, however, if you want to specialize in a certain area of nails, or you want to be, I don't know, for example, you want to focus on just doing gel polish only or biab only, or you want to be acrylic only, it will really obviously depend. But as a whole, starting a nail business and investing time and money into your products is going to be quite expensive as well as your training. So I would definitely consider your finances as well when starting your business, and just be very mindful. Don't feel like you have to buy everything when you're starting off as a nail tech. I remember thinking, like, do I need all of these products? And do you know what? Thankfully, when I started off as a nail tech, you know, social media, the nail industry on social media wasn't as impactful as it is now. But it's so funny because now when I look on social media and I'm looking at a lot of nail techs, they have all these products and they have all these nail files and they have all of these, like, it is literally at some points overconsumption of nail products that are just not needed. And you know, when you're starting off your business as a nail technician, don't feel like you have to buy every single acrylic powder. Don't feel like you have to buy every single gel polish. With time, and as you come to learn your customers, as you become a lot more niche in your business, you'll soon realize that you actually don't need all of those products. And you know, that probably leads me on to the next thing, which is comparison really is the thief of joy when starting your nail business. It's so easy to say you want to be a nail technician because you want a really nice salon. It's so easy to say you want to be a nail technician because you want loads of customers. It's so easy to say you want to be a nail technician because you want to drive a really nice car and have this glamorous house. It is so easy to assume all these things, but being a nail technician takes so much work. And a lot of the nail technicians that, especially the Instagram, quote unquote Instagram nail techs that you see, a lot of them for the most part are actually self-employed and self-taught nail techs. Not everyone you know, has gone down the traditional route of becoming a nail technician. Obviously, in the UK, it's completely different to America, but obviously, again, it depends on where you are. So, yeah, don't compare yourself and don't feel like, you know, when you're starting off your business as a nail tech, your sets have to be the exact same sets as, you know, X, Y, and Z that you see on Instagram. Your style will depend and will grow and will adjust and get more creative as time goes on. The more you put into your nail business, the more you're going to get out of it. So, don't feel like you have to be the best of the best when it comes to starting your nail business. Everybody starts from somewhere. Let me tell you something now. When it comes to starting a nail business, everybody starts from somewhere. Do not compare yourself to other people because you'll find yourself constantly trying to match their level of expertise, match their standards, and that's probably something that you're not going to want to do. So for example, you might be someone that just wants to focus on gel polish only, and then you realize actually later on down the line I want to start doing acrylic. And one thing I do need to call out, the way social media has had such a big impact on nail trends is honestly incredible. I actually find it very impactful because I feel like it's really had such a culture shift in the way that people see their nails. And I'm actually going to touch on this in another episode, and I'm really going to deep dive into the culture of nails and how it's changed over the years. But one thing for me that I noticed, especially when I started, it's so crazy now because when I look back, I have to laugh. When I first started nails, ombre nails, I don't know if people still do people still do ombre nails? I don't know. Ombre nails were like the thing for a good 5-10 years of my life, even just growing up. When I was like 15 or 14 or 13 and I used to want to go get my nails done, it was always ombre nails. So I remember when I started off as a nail tech, all my customers or all my clients would always want ombre nails. But then it's like the pandemic came, more and more people became nail technicians, and with that came more and more creativity. And now it's like, I look at some of these nail designs now and I'm just like, how on earth are you executing such a beautiful set of nails? So you'll notice with time that trends happen, trends come and go. I think, to be fair, ombre nails are back in again, but honestly, it went from ombre nails to like glitter on one finger to then it went to like decals on your nails, and now it's like abstract art, and now it's like airbrush. Like, the world of nails is incredible. Honestly, nail techs, I love you guys. Honestly, you guys are so creative. So yeah, things change over time. So you'll find that you might want to specify in one thing, which is perfectly fine, but you might find that clients tend to follow trends as well, and you know, your style might change. You know, the type of sets you do might change. So, and that, again, you do have to be careful, because if you do want to niche down in nails, you have to be okay with losing out on money. You've got to be okay with losing out on clients that probably don't want to do the type of nails you do. And that's fine. There's a nail tech for every client. But it's definitely something you need to be considerate of when starting your nail business. So yeah, definitely take all those factors into account when starting your nail business. I really do hope that, if you are someone that's wanting to start a nail business in 2025, don't be discouraged. Definitely go for it. But there are certain areas of, like, business as a whole, not even just with nails, with business as a whole, that you do need to be mindful of. And this is why I would always encourage everyone starting a nail business, or anyone just starting any business, to have a good mentor, especially someone that has had a business or works in a business. Even that, to be fair, that could also help, to really mentor you on your journey of starting a nail business. Because it's one thing to actually be able to provide a service, but I think it's another thing, and when I say service, I mean like to actually do the nails, but I think it's another thing to actually have business acumen and really present yourself in a way that people will take you serious as a nail tech. Because being a nail tech is one of those things where a lot of people, unfortunately, even now, don't even see it as a real job. So, getting extra training in customer service, like learning about, your bookkeeping, learning how to really understand the operational sides of your business is just as important. And don't let anyone ever tell you just a little nail tech, because no, being a nail tech takes a lot of work, and not to mention the marketing as well. I think a lot of nail techs can agree that marketing your nail business is not easy. Having to pull out your phone when you just want to get over with a set and you just want to get on with your clients is not easy. And I've definitely seen it, especially on social media. A lot of nail techs are complaining that they're just tired of taking content. They feel like their content is not getting anywhere. And honestly, my advice would be to anyone that's wanting to really push their nail business. Maybe you're an established business owner, you're established nail tech. Don't focus so much on trying to go viral with your nail designs. I think focus on location. I think the shift in terms of getting new clients and really like establishing your business as a nail tech, your focus and your marketing shouldn't be on trying to go viral and trying to like push your nail pictures or your sets to go global. Focus on marketing in your location, and I think that will really have a lot more of an impact on your nail business than trying to just post the most fanciest reel or TikTok video. Focus on location marketing. Focus on really bringing in new clients that are in your surrounding areas. But of course, this will vary it will vary depending on the type of sets that you do. If you're someone that focuses on doing long sets only, like junk nails, and the people that live around your area are like middle-aged old people, you're not obviously going to get them as your clients. So be very, very mindful. However, as I said, there's a space for everyone. If, starting a nail business is something that you're really passionate about, definitely go ahead and do it. In terms of like training and, really finding someone to help you grow on this journey in 2025, surround yourself with people that are very like-minded. If you have a nail technician that you go to, I would always advise, asking your nail tech to do one-to-ones. I think one-to-ones are absolutely great. I know a lot of people don't agree with them. I know a lot of people say it's just nail techs trying to make extra money, but I do think they're great, especially if you have a personal relationship with your nail tech. Take advantage of that. Ask her or him if he or she can spend time with you to teach you a few nail designs. And I really think that will definitely help build your confidence in this industry, because it is ruthless. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do think the nail industry is ruthless. I do think there's a lot of competition, but there's space for everyone. So definitely put yourself out there. Get uncomfortable when it comes to starting a nail business. Don't be discouraged. I know it may feel like everyone's doing it. I know it feels like everyone's got training courses. I know it feels like everyone's got training academies. But if you genuinely care about growing a nail business, just do it. Like, what's stopping you? And when you really think about it, the only person that's stopping you from starting a nail business is you. So get out of the mindset, push yourself, invest in yourself. You're the only person that's really going to care about starting a nail business. No one else is going to care about your business as much as you do. So do it. And I think, once you start putting your best foot forward, once you start trying, once you start networking, I really do feel like anyone that wants to start a business in 2025 will go super, super far. So that wraps up today's episode. Honestly, guys, there's probably so much more I want to delve into, but if I'm being brutally honest, I really want to break down these episodes into like more focused areas. So I really just wanted this first episode to kind of just be like an overview summary of what anyone thinking about starting a nail business in 2025 should do. I really hope it was insightful. I hope it helped. And obviously, if you're watching this, I just want to say hello once again. If you're listening, I just want to say hello once again. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if this is on YouTube, and don't forget to engage in our community. Don't forget to comment on our podcast platforms, because that would really help push out the platform. So I will catch you guys in our next episode. See you later.